You know that person who never asks for help, the one who figures everything out alone, no matter how hard it gets, the one who listens to everyone else's problems but somehow never shares their own. At first, it looks like strength, independence, maybe even confidence, but what if it's something deeper? What if not asking for help isn't about being strong, but about something they learned a long time ago? Psychology has a way of explaining behaviors that look simple on the surface, but carry deeper meaning underneath. And people who never ask for help often fall into that category, because this isn't just a personality trait. It's usually a pattern shaped by experience. For some people, it starts early, growing up in an environment where asking for help didn't really work. Maybe they were ignored, maybe they were told to deal with it, or maybe they asked once and it didn't go well. Over time, the brain adapts. It learns that depending on others isn't safe or reliable, so instead of reaching out, it builds a different strategy: handle everything alone. Psychologists often link this to a form of learned self-reliance, where the mind decides it's better to rely on yourself than risk disappointment. Then there's another layer: control. When you ask for help, you give up a little bit of control. You allow someone else into your situation, your problem, your space. And for people who have experienced chaos, unpredictability, or emotional instability, control becomes everything. Solving things alone isn't just a habit, it's a way to feel safe. Because when you're the only one involved, nothing unexpected can happen. But here's where it gets interesting. People who don't ask for help are often the same people others rely on the most. They're dependable, capable, the ones who show up without hesitation, and that creates a quiet contradiction. They become the support system for everyone else, but never allow themselves to have one. Over time, this can turn into emotional isolation, even if they're surrounded by people. There's also something called internalized independence. It sounds positive, and in many ways it is. But taken too far, it becomes a barrier. These individuals start to associate asking for help with weakness, even if they don't consciously believe that. It's just a feeling, a discomfort. Like, something inside them says, you should be able to handle this on your own, and society doesn't help either. We praise independence. We admire people who don't need anyone. We call them strong, resilient, self-made. But we rarely talk about the cost, because constantly handling everything alone is exhausting. It means carrying stress without sharing it, solving problems without support, processing emotions without being understood. For some, there's also fear, not always obvious, but present. Fear of being judged, fear of being seen as incapable, fear of being a burden. So instead of asking, they stay silent. They minimize their struggles. They say, it's fine, even when it's not. And the more they do it, the harder it becomes to break the pattern. But here's the part most people miss. Not asking for help doesn't mean someone doesn't need it. It just means they've learned not to expect it. And there's a difference. At the same time, it's important to understand that this behavior isn't entirely negative. People who are highly self-reliant often develop strong problem-solving skills. They become resourceful, adaptable. They know how to handle difficult situations because they've had to. But even strength can become limiting when it turns into isolation, because humans aren't designed to do everything alone. We're wired for connection, even if we try to override it. And sometimes, the strongest thing someone can do isn't handling everything by themselves. It's allowing someone else to be there. So if you're someone who never asks for help, ask yourself this: is it because you truly don't need it? Or because you've learned not to? And if you know someone like this, understand that their silence isn't a sign of strength alone. It's often a story, one built over time, one that taught them that being on their own is safer than depending on others. But safety and connection aren't the same thing, and maybe, just maybe, learning to let someone in is a different kind of strength. If this felt familiar, you're probably going to relate to the next one even more, because there's another pattern that explains why. Some people think everything through before they even say a word, and once you see it, you won't unsee it.